When we start playing in this money energy spectrum, your ego has got to be strong. Because guess what? There are people out there that will screw you over. There are people out there that want to steal your resources before you even have them. They want to win your trust so that they can take away everything that you work so hard for. There are thieves out there. There are immoral characters. There are non-integrity driven people. There are people that are just waiting to smash your heart when you're open. There are people that will win your trust, that will win it through the appearance of love. There are people that will literally cause what would normally have caused your own destruction if you hadn't moved into your heart and known how to clear it. They're all waiting for you in that money energy space. You need a strong freaking ego to deal with that. But you also need a bigger heart, a more aware soul, and here's the kicker. When you're processing everything through the heart space, your level of intuition is going to soar. Your level of awareness, because you're going to be picking up information on levels way beyond what the ego can create as a false front. When you're picking up higher level energy vibrations and intuitions and you're resonating on higher energy frequency, two things happen. One, people are going to be less able to take advantage of you because you're coming from a higher energy space. You're going to sense these things a mile away. And two, when you go to people for money, for resources, to make sales, or whatever, they are going to sense you're coming from a higher energy vibration. They won't even know it if they're coming purely from ego, but they're going to sense something on the soul that lives behind the ego, that something is different about you. And they're going to want to do business with you. And they're going to want to work for you. And they're going to trust your leadership. And they're going to be loyal to you when they could have taken your money, when they could have been immoral, when they could have been non-integrity driven. They're going to keep the integrity of your organization. They're going to keep the integrity of the resources that you're generating for a higher spiritual path because they sense something. And you're going to be part of their unfoldment. Everything begins with the heart. If you miss this point and we start jumping into the head, you have just stripped yourself of one of your greatest powers that's going to allow you to fully evolve your mission here on this planet. You may make some money, you're going to have some losses, you won't feel as much pain, but you have just stripped yourself of the majority of your power of what you could actually do in this lifetime. So choose wisely. As a soul, I know what you all want. The only thing that's going to hold you back, are you ready? The only thing that's going to hold you back is that freaking fire of pain. Once you get over that, it's done. It's done. You move on as a spiritual warrior. Take any pain. And then everything else becomes child's play. Fear of failure, fear of risk, playing in the money energy game, fear of loss, fear of rejection. All these fears fall away because why? Behind all of those fears is the consequence of pain. I'm afraid of the pain of what these things might produce. But I don't care about the pain anymore, which means I am free. I am 100% free. And when I'm operating from the heart space all the time, when these pains show up in your life, you do not bury them. You process them in the moment, in the fire of your hearts. In the moment of the fire in your hearts. Burn them out. Burn them out. Burn them out as they're happening. Burn them out. Boom. Done. It ends when it ends in that moment. The fire and the pain is gone and you're back in your heart and it's clear. And you move on and you move on, and a situation that would have set you back years, boom, it's done. When it's done, you burned it out. You keep going. And you just keep this fire alive, and that's going to fuel your whole life. Notice how quickly the mind wants to shift to things. Stop it. Stop it, okay? Let's let this sink in this moment, and let's let this collective energy be the magic that it is. What you just went through is no joke. It's not something you can forget and go back into your regular everyday lives over. When you make the shift, it's a permanent upgrade. When you cross over that line, there's no going back to the old life you knew. Because the old life you knew was a way to not have to deal with what you knew you had to deal with. And yes, it means that sometimes hard decisions have to be made. Guess what? When you step into being a spiritual warrior, you make hard decisions all the time. Sometimes life-changing, sometimes life-threatening. Because even life itself is not as important as your spiritual mission. You know those people that like die for causes that we say, man, that's a strong person right there. They crossed that line. Not only am I no longer going to protect myself from pain, not only am I going to walk into pain, but I will walk into death itself if that's what's required of me. Old world, build a comfortable housing situation, surround yourself with all kinds of assets that show your status and value, draw your self-worth from this, get all your friends and family to come by and admire how great and glorious you are, spread that out into Facebook, Twitter, and social media so everybody can reflect on how wonderful and great you are. Draw your power base of energy and your gloriousness. When you get older and you have a family and you have friends, hopefully you'll have a giant funeral when you die because you're so glorious and great. And you will be missed. Is this the subconscious dream that we're creating for ourselves, or our egos are creating? The New World says, a lot of things that I thought were really important might actually fall away now. And wow, coming from the heart all the time means that I'm experiencing more pain, and I'm feeling more alive. This is good. Wow, I'm doing some things that wouldn't necessarily bring me as much money as I thought they would. That's weird. I'm spending more time than usual, like helping just one person, when normally I maybe would have wrote them off. Wow, I have to stop doing certain things, because I know I'm being real in my heart. I actually have to stop doing certain things that are like wasting time. Man, and I really enjoyed those things. God, being real is hard. Because now I can't pretend like everything's okay. I actually have to confront somebody sometimes and talk about things. Being real means that you only start surrounding yourself and you are only a person of open communication. That's hard. In the old world we can pretend. We can hide, we can avoid, we can deflect, we can get lost for years in a distraction pattern. We can be in pretend relationships for years. New World says, I have to confront it this minute? Oh! No! Oh, man! All right.
Bring it.
I made that choice. Okay. And then the journey starts opening up. And like as you start becoming like this missile for higher energy, like it's like things are going to start falling out of your life. You're going to be like, man, I would have really missed that before, but like I'm not as attached to that anymore. It doesn't even matter anymore. Wow. And people are like, are you kidding? You know,